Hello, everybody. We are those guys you hate.
Welcome to the show that encourages you to be your best self by not being like us.
My brother and I hopelessly search for nuance as we wade through wacky segments and crazy conversations.
If you can withstand the insanity, you might actually learn something.
Tyler, what are you going to be drilling down on this week's show?
Ryan, the future is here, and it's dumb as hell. The movie Idiocracy was not meant to be a documentary. And I have a double oof today, one of which was butt-clenchingly awkward. What about you, Ryan?
Tyler, on this week's show, I have a recovered memory from my childhood and call them out on Douche of the Week. And I found an unexpected beauty and I share it with you on Weekly Book Nook. So let's get into it. We reside in a weird space, Tyler. This show does.
Okay. How so?
Well, excuse me. We're constantly trying to decide what's appropriate and what's not appropriate. We hit the low of the lows, and I think sometimes we take on the high of the highs. What do you think about that?
That's just our personalities. That's how we operate. You operate in the manic sphere. I operate in the depressed sphere. And we, kind of mishmash between the two ends of the spectrum.
I think that's very true. And I also believe that there's some residuals of when I was a little kid, I almost was embarrassed of being smart. I almost hid my intelligence coming through school because I think a lot of kids do that. It's not cool to be smart. But I think that sometimes when you get into the lowest common denominator, you and I specifically on this show over 200 plus episodes, you discover some thought-provoking stuff.
Such as?
Well, I'm wondering if you could think of anything. We were in our last episode. We kind of hit some low stuff and we hit some high stuff. The butthole shaving thing, you know what I mean? We got into some real good back and forth on that.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Is that the low or that the high? I'm not entirely sure.
It depends upon whether or not you're standing on your head.
Got you. Yeah. I assume by the time that guy was done, he had a clean butthole. So I assume it's the high of the high.
Can confirm.
Yeah.
So with all of that being said, and I know that I'm kind of setting up us here, and I do want to see if we could find something out of this, and I don't just want to be shocking. I know they play this in classrooms across the land. I got to ask you, Tyler, if you could.
Oh, boy.
Would you suck your own dick?
Yeah, probably.
Wow, you just jumped right in there.
Yeah, I mean, why not? I jerk myself off.
What?
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah.
Tyler's gay.
It's okay. I put a little towel over my head so God can't see me.
It's like when we eat chicken. Now, if everybody could suck their own dick, it would just be like you said, like jerking yourself off. It wouldn't be a big deal. But what if only you could suck your own dick? Would that change things?
I'd be the belle of the ball. What are you talking about? Are you kidding me? I'd be the most popular person on planet Earth.
I can't tell if you're serious or not.
Neither can I.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I really want to drill you on this, Tyler.
Probably use a different term.
What do you mean?
Drill me?
On?
I can do it myself. Thank you very much.
I'm just wondering if it was possible, if it would catch on, because it is a lot more personal than this just lowest common denominator?
It is, but I think it's an interesting conversation.
I do too.
I'll tell you something though, and this is the God's honest truth.
Rude to point.
I have never tried before. A lot of guys out there, especially at a young adolescent age, might get the idea to do so. I have never attempted it. Well, although I don't think I can. I'm not that flexible.
Without confirming or denying, what would consist of trying it?
Well, you put yourself in a position where you're angling your head towards your penis.
Okay. Oh, well, then maybe I've done that. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Now, I do believe, after all the yoga and Pilates that I've done, if somebody were to help me, not unlike closing up a suitcase that is too full, I might be able to get there. Just,
Yeah.
Just like
the tip of your tongue on the tip of your penis. Yeah, I got you.
And I'm not saying that I've done that.
Sure.
I've done it.
Okay.
So I'm wondering, and I'm willing to put it out there, if anybody is brave enough to watch me try or admit about themselves, I think that would be an interesting conversation. Maybe we could do something with that.
First on the list, I already called it, audience. Sorry.
Welcome to another Those Guys You Hate. And I'm so sorry for starting in such a sad and just sophomoric start, Tyler.
Sophomoric, maybe. Sad, I think not.
Only because I can't reach. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, if you're watching on Instagram, if you're watching on
TikTok,
that's the one, you will see that Tyler and I are bringing back the costumes, baby. And I am suffering hard.
Yeah.
I'm dressed up like a Neo Jesus.
Yep.
Jesus, if you will.
Yep.
And I am suffering. My beard is slowly just matriculating into my mouth. But I do it for you because I love you, Tyler.
Yeah. You pointed at the audience. That had nothing to do with me.
Well, I do love you.
Oh, okay.
And I love the audience as well.
Gotcha.
You guys are all brothers to me.
Totally fair.
So please, we're also trying out different things with the show, as I'm sure that you've noticed. If you are a current listener, if you're listening all the time, you see we're playing with things. We're trying to see what works. We're seeing if we could put it in our mouth. So thank you for struggling along with us. We salute the Haitian Army.
Yeah, I love you guys.
Let's do the Depression Index.
No one cares. You
What
don't
the
know
Depression
what to do.
Index
The world
is
has
a
all
machine
the
that I
cares,
built
but
with my beard, and we crank it up to let you know how down we are. Tyler, this is our opportunity to talk about mental health. How has your mental health been this week, player?
I'm doing a lot better, Ryan. I am doing a lot better. As I said on the pregame, I have my stand-up show on Friday. Come to Villain Theater. Buy your tickets at villaintheater.com. Friday night at 10 p.m. Shameless plug.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on
yeah.
out. We're gonna have a good time over there.
Without a doubt.
A bunch of our inner circle is gonna be there supporting Tyler. So if you're in that area, come on down to Little Haiti, baby.
Yeah, come meet the Menendez family. We're all a bunch of fucking weirdos.
Yep, that's true. And we killed our parents. Go
That's
on.
right. That's right. And yet somehow we're going to weekend at Bernie's, both of them there. So
Ouija,
it's going to be
baby.
great. And it's been a good week. As I said on the pregame, leading up to this show on Friday, I have had just almost detrimental anxiety. Not because I'm getting on stage, but because of the subject matter. It's very personal to me.
You chose it.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. It's very personal to me.
You invited everybody that you're worried about.
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Sure.
Stop adding things.
Okay. All right. I'll just go back to chewing on my beard. So sorry.
No, and you're absolutely right, and this is the conflict within myself, is I have these things that I am going to be talking about on stage, or one thing, and then there's the other side of me that is saying, dude, don't do it. Don't do it. Whatever you do, don't do it. And it's the conflicting sides. And yet I have pushed through. I'm doing the healthy thing, and I am going to do it.
And there's obviously part of you that wants to talk about this,
Yeah.
right? It's the reason that it came to you.
Absolutely.
And I think it's beautiful. I think what
Absolutely.
you're doing is cathartic, and I support you wholeheartedly.
For sure.
I would
And-
push on your back if you wanted me to.
Thank you.
But I would look away, though.
Yeah, because you'd probably snap my spine like a twig.
Oh, baby.
And that's what my therapist said, is if you're scared to say something, push yourself to say it, because every time you say it, you normalize it. Every time you say it,
I would suck my own dick.
there. Now just say it 3 more times.
I would suck my own dick. I would suck my own dick. I would Bloody Mary.
And every time you say it, you remove stigma from it. Not the sucking your own dick. That will always have stigma.
It's weird. And what is it about words that are so powerful? There is truly something magical about words, like learning, hey, stop being self-deprecating all the time. Stop calling yourself stupid. Stop saying all these mean things about yourself. It truly adds up.
I'm going to go ahead and let me see. Where is
I would suck my own dick.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
This show is
Normalizing
off
it
the
more
rails.
and more. And I'm going to go ahead and say it, and I've prepared this for myself. Words, Ryan, sincerely have power.
Coke alert! Coke alert!
How are you going to mix the two musics together there,
I'll
Tyler?
figure it out. Don't worry. Editing is an amazing thing.
How do words have power? You hear
because-
people say that all the time.
Because that is our outlet. That is our highway to stop looking at your own nipples, dude. Come on. Serious
I
conversation.
finally got topless on the show.
There you go.
I've been working on it.
Good for you, buddy.
I only had to become Jesus.
You found us a loophole. And that is our outlet. That is the highway of releasing our emotions, is speaking them out. But every time we speak, we open ourselves in a vulnerable state. So we are taught at a very young age, bottle that shit up. Don't speak, don't say it. And that builds in us. It's like a tea kettle ready to fucking burst. I don't know if that's how tea kettles work, but you know what I mean.
This is why you can't make tea time.
I know. I always explode them.
Yep.
And so releasing these things, pushing yourself to say these things is the best outlet that we have other than crying. And so it's a healthy outlet, and getting on stage and saying it in front of dozens, if not 100 people is it's a pretty good way to do it.
I mean, that's really taking charge and pushing through it, not in just a micro way, but in a maxo way.
Macro. Yeah,
Sure,
yeah, you
that's
nailed
one.
it. Yep.
And this is what I will tell you. I grew up as somebody who was, without knowing it, very insecure and didn't feel good about myself. Luckily, I've got that completely beat.
Nailed it.
But I always used to make fun of myself. And I have now made it to a place where somebody, even if they're just joking around, they're like, you're such an idiot. I don't want to say I won't stand for it because I'm not angry about it, but I don't want that anymore because I'm not an idiot.
Yep.
And there's plenty of exit ramps before that. And I would appreciate it if you wouldn't talk to me like that, because I don't talk to myself that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And it doesn't have to be, as you said, you don't have to get angry, nothing like that. It's just, all you have to do is look them in the eye and go, no, I'm not.
You're an idiot.
I turned it around on you. So that is a very long form way of saying this week, I come on, Jesus.
I cannot stop. Finally, he said it. We're making progress, baby.
This week, I am at a 4, baby.
Spin
1, 2, 3,
down, 4. You're doing a great job, bro.
Thank you.
We're doing a great job. And as soon as we take a break here, Tyler and I are switching outfits. Well, I genuinely support you, not just in words, but I have taken the night off of work to be there and support you physically. I've already committed to streaking, so come and see my dickle. And you're going to do great, Tyler.
Thank you very much. Great. I hope so. And here's the thing, even if I don't, say I get up there and say all my jokes and don't get a single laugh, that is okay.
I will laugh for you. Even if you suck. Just don't do any of the gay stuff, Tyler. It makes me uncomfortable.
Well, there goes 50% of my act.
Yeah, right, Tyler. Gay it. Well, I can gay it up.
Yep.
You can't gay it up.
Yeah.
This week,
I'm at maximum gay.
I would like to do is last week on my depression index, I was at such a high level last week. I listened back to it and I cringed for about an hour and a half. I don't know what was up. There was something going on between us. There was something going on with me where I felt like you were a little down, maybe.
I was.
I'm guessing this is the reason why this happened, but I truly don't know. And so I tried to bridge that gap by being extra exuberant, and I was speaking like the Micro Machines guy from my childhood. Do you get the reference?
I do not, but I assume like an auctioneer.
Sure. So for the first time last week that I can remember, I backed out of my depression index. I got about halfway in, felt so uncomfortable that I stopped doing it. I'm like, all right, we're good to go here. That's all I have.
And that is really saying something, considering not that long ago, you expressed how you like to sing Little Light of Mine in your head,
Tyler!
And it brings you peace.
I thought that we cut that.
And you got through it without bailing. So to say that is wild.
I literally just said I'm trying to suck my own dick. Like, I don't know what else you want from me, dude.
That's the most normal thing you've said in a while.
Now, here is where I was going to end up with I don't remember specifically what the jumping off point was, but I will give you the meat, no pun intended,
Oh, yeah, right.
of where I was going. My insecurities and the way that my brain has seen the world over the last 35 years. For some reason, let me think of the right way to say this. Hold on. I find myself so often just trying to impress people. I want to give you what you should be thinking about me instead of just being myself and letting the chips fall where they may. I think a lot of people out there will find some purchase with that. Some more than others. I know you specifically know what I mean.
For sure. Being yourself is an incredibly difficult thing in this era of humanity, maybe ever in society.
And to tie it back into last week, that is where I believe the roots of my quote unquote, at the very least, narcissistic behaviors came from, where I was so committed to filling out the idea of what I wanted from you that all of my brain power was put in, not just to erecting that character, but then also going over the data as we're talking, wondering, did it work?
Yeah, like 50% at least of your brain power
More than that,
is
Tyler.
I'm trying to be gentle, is being used to analyze everything that's being said instead of just being there in the moment with the conversation.
It's like a presidential debate.
Yeah.
You're like live stream, did that work? Did this not work? Is that guy lying? Am I lying?
He just dropped that baby.
Yeah, oh, shit. Like Gronky, spike that bitch. So here is the thing. I don't like the feeling of that. The feeling of doing that and overreaching who I truly am to be who you want me to be feels like shit. I don't like it.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting, and I don't like that person. So I have grown to almost see everything as a threat. I don't want to feel like that, so talking to a new person is going to make me feel like that. I see you as a threat in some sort of ways. Men, women, anybody that I want their approval, I want them to believe what it is that I'm selling. And over time, me not wanting to feel that way has made me almost approach people subconsciously in a negative fashion because I feel so bad. I'm almost pushing people away. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a defense mechanism.
It's a defense mechanism because I'm tired of feeling the way that I have taught myself to feel.
Absolutely. And I push people away first so they can't hurt me.
As a man who looks a lot like me once said, do unto others before they have the opportunity to do unto you.
So murder. Got it.
Right. So what I have realized is that I need to get back to approaching things with love. I need to get back to, instead of seeing things through a negative situation, or this person is not behaving in the way that in my mind I've decided they're supposed to, getting back to just treating people the way that I naturally do, loving it. And even if this thing, like you said with your stand-up, even if things don't go exactly the way that I think that they're supposed to, and by the way, I don't know shit, which is a beautiful thing, I need to get back to treating things with love. And first and foremost, myself.
Beautifully said. I love it.
Thank you so much. I am known for my peace and my wisdom. This week, I am at a 4. Do you want to do the thing? I can see by your eyes you want to do the thing. Let's do the thing.
Did you say 4?
You know I said 4.
Did you say 4?
You heard me say 4.
Ryan, did you know what that means?
I do?
The first time on the show, we both said the same number on Depression Index. The same number. We've never done that before. So exciting, Ryan took his facial hair off.
Ouch, I'm bleeding. And that, okay, I'm falling apart, Tyler. Let's take a break. And when we
Gotcha.
come back, I'll be better.
All right. Hey, everyone. If you're anything like us, you've struggled with depression, anxiety, isolation, or any number of things that hold you back in life.
Or do you procrastinate a little too much? Maybe you've had trouble with self-control or even just going through a tough time. Regardless of whatever it is you're going through, therapy can help.
For me, Ryan, it's completely changed the way I deal with my problems. Even the relationship with my own thoughts have improved dramatically.
And that's why we're excited to tell you about today's sponsor, BetterHelp.
BetterHelp's mission is to make therapy more affordable and more accessible. And this is so important to us because finding a therapist can be really hard, especially when you're limited to the options in your area.
BetterHelp is a platform that makes finding a therapist easier because it's online, it's remote, and by filling out a few questions, BetterHelp can match you up to a professional therapist in as little as a few days.
It's easy to sign up and get matched with a therapist. Go to betterhelp.com/thoseguys or click on the link in the show's description. Clicking on that link not only supports us, but supports you.
And we want to support you too by giving you 10% off your first month of BetterHelp to connect with a therapist and see if it helps you.
Finding the right therapist is so important, someone that you really connect with, and BetterHelp has made that easier than ever. switching therapists until you find the right one without having to worry about insurance or any additional fees.
You know, Tyler, when I first had my son, I felt so many emotions that I had never experienced in my life. Therapy really helped me figure out what was going on.
Well, that is betterhelp.com/thoseguys. Help the show by supporting the people that help us.
Those guys.
Now, hopefully, the world is turned around a little bit and the people who are being that divisive now kind of don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's an ebb and flow, just like everything else in the universe, and these things have a balance and counterbalance to them.
I love it.
You're gonna swing it. What do you love? What are you loving right now?
You hate.
I love, you saying the things that you said specifically. I love when the show moves from that thought. I wasn't listening.
Yeah.
When we edit,
Yeah.
we hear this a lot where
Yeah.
I have statements that I use to just move on to the next thing. I appreciate you calling me out for it. I'm gonna fucking beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, that's
Don't
fine.
ever
That's
do that
fine.
again.
Let the world know what's going on behind the
well,
scenes.
Well, hey, keep up the good work and you're dead.
Those guys you hate. Guys you hate. Guys you hate. Guys you hate. Guys you hate.
And we're back, baby. That was the shortest segment that we've ever done. I got my beard out of my... And now we're going to do a happy death. Man, I got to be better with these costumes because you're looking like fucking great. And I'm fucking sitting over here like a jackass. I'm like Chewbacca, with alopecia.
You look great.
Thank you.
You look great.
You do too, honestly. Where'd
Yeah.
you get that rope from?
It's just been hanging in my closet for a while.
I mean, is that for sexy time or did you get it for the show?
It's for the show. Yeah, it's just one of my
Okay.
costumes. This wooden pipe, which I've had for years.
Yeah.
I haven't touched it in years, and I could still taste some of the tobacco that I put in there all those years ago.
Did you put tobacco in there?
Well, a kind of tobacco.
Of the wacky variety. Tyler, give me the day of death and we shall celebrate it. Ooh. Nice.
Yeah. Happy Death Day, baby. Ryan streaking. Or at least close to it.
We're streaking through Jerusalem.
Yes, happy Death Day. This is what happens when we do this segment when somebody has died, somebody notable has died, and we celebrate the life that was lived.
I have a guess on this one, but I won't step on your dick.
Go ahead and guess. I want to know who you think it is.
Is it a country singer?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
But I also have...
Garth Brooks.
I also have... Well, it's Toby Keith.
What?
But I also have a twofer for you this week, Ryan, because I kind of missed somebody last week, and I don't want to be accused of racism for doing a white country singer and not the black guy. So
And
you know how it
don't
works.
worry, I have some thoughts on Toby Keith. Happy Death Day. Somebody's passed away. Tyler and I celebrate their existence.
I just said that.
Oh, did you say that?
I did say that.
I can't hear through my ears.
And you keep playing with your facial hair.
Dude, this is, I will not make this mistake again.
Yeah, you effed up, bro.
What I do for the audience, maybe.
Yep. Toby Keith has died at the age of 62 after a battle with stomach cancer.
Oh, that sucks.
Best known for songs like Should Have Been a Cowboy and I Love This Bar, which you can hear at literally any fucking bar you go to.
What about that one where he says that America's going to put a boot in your ass?
I feel like that's every Toby Keith song.
Yeah, he has an auspicious career, that guy.
Sure.
You know about, and again, I don't want to step on your dick, his whole thing with the Dixie Chicks?
No, what happened?
Well, the Dixie Chicks very famously, man, I forget exactly what it was that they said.
Yeah, they talk shit about George Bush.
Well, they said that they didn't support the war.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
he took that very personally,
Oh.
and he went on tour and put a big giant picture of the Dixie Chicks like with their arm around Osama bin Laden for like a whole tour. It was very mean and then as we're seeing more and more now, it got a certain group of people kind of riled up, and it was great for his bank account, so he pushed down harder.
Gotcha.
Yeah, a true dick move.
Happy Death Day, Toby Keith.
Well, we can't.
Weird time to bring that
A
up.
happy death day means that we just completely avoid anything that a bad person's ever done.
Or he's not a bad person.
He's not a bad person. He's not a bad person.
He is a man who has made mistakes just like the rest of us.
And he apologized for it.
Okay, well, that's something. There you go. You got to include that.
Half-assedly.
All right.
It was a semicolon.
Okay, well, let's move on to
Yes, sir.
the
Yes, sir.
twofer. Carl Weathers,
Oh,
Ryan.
shit. Oh, shit.
Carl Weathers died.
A good man.
You want to talk shit about him too?
Never did anything to the Dixie Chicks.
That we know of.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers, this is a man with decades of being in Hollywood, from Predator to The Mandalorian to Rocky to my favorite character of his,
Chubbs Peterson.
Chubbs from Happy Gilmore.
Sure.
Carl Weathers, as I said, had decades of success in film. Fun fact, he was also a linebacker in the NFL.
I believe it.
For 2 years with the Raiders. He died at the age of 76, peacefully in his sleep, according to his family. No cause of death was given.
And from that meme that a lot of kids will know nowadays of like the two arms locked together with Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator.
Buff, man.
That was about as much, and I hope I don't get in trouble for this, steroids per square inch.
Yeah.
That was a juicy movie. Now, I got to ask you.
Please don't ever say that.
I got to ask you, did you have anything else on Toby Keith, or are you just letting us know he's dead? Because I stepped all over your yacht.
Oh, that's a good point. I also wrote, with more than 1 billion collective downloads on Spotify, he was very clearly an incredibly popular country music star.
And he was at the forefront of like support America or fuck you kind of a thing.
Sure.
And again, I know that genre of people with that oeuvre, it's hard for me to get behind. You know, I am very proud of being an American, but I don't want for you to use it as
A weapon.
Yeah. You know what I mean? That's like saying I'm very proud of being white, which I'm not. By the way,
I don't see color.
I'm actually deeply ashamed of that.
And that's the thing. I would just say, and I have no doubt that he probably felt that way, but I also would think, as a business move, the man knew his clientele.
100%. Yeah, but just because something is profitable, it doesn't mean that it's right to do.
No, of course not.
As a matter of fact, quite often the opposite.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Thanks a lot, capitalism.
We
So
salute you.
anyway, in a very weird Happy Death Day.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Happy Death Day to Carl Weathers and, according to Ryan, kind of Toby Keith.
No. I support his death.
What? Yeah. Happy Death Day.
I ruined your segment, and I'm sorry about that.
You just made it weird.
Happy Death Day to Happy Death Day. All right, Tyler. I asked you about this vaguely before the show started, and I didn't get the response that I wanted.
This is the Brock Lesnar thing.
This is the Brock Lesnar thing where I was asking you, did you hear about Brock Lesnar?
I just heard that something truly deviant has happened. I don't know any of the details.
He's lined up with the Vince McMahon thing. He has been looped in with the what's it called? Where you're human trafficking. All the rage right now. Oof. Human trafficking is having a moment.
It's been pretty big for thousands of years.
Yeah, I know, but we just came up with the term human trafficking, and I feel like it's getting a lot of human traffic.
That's fair.
Now, here is my question to you. Brock Lesnar, the very vague information that I know, he was supposed to be on the upcoming
WrestleMania?
No, the cover of like a video game that was coming out. He's been scrubbed. He has become a scrub daddy.
Gotcha.
He has been completely just scrubbed from WWE altogether, which means that there is a lot coming down the pike here.
Wow.
And there are a lot of people who have been tied to this thing. Do you know any more about the Vince McMahon thing? That I got to tell you, I am very interested in this.
Sure. Yeah, it's wildly interesting.
Love comeuppance, Tyler.
Very much. It has a similar feel to the Harvey Weinstein stuff, where this guy was very clearly a monster. And not only that, so many people around him knew what was happening and just allowed it to happen.
So we don't seem racist. R. Kelly as well, piece of shit. So
Cover all your bases.
Cover all your. Carl Weathers, good dude.
Seemed like a really good dude.
He did seem really nice. He was on Levitard, and he just could not have been more jovial and playful about himself. He was just having fun. So keep an ear out for that, Tyler, because I would like updates on this. I like the Vince McMahon thing, and because of all of the details, it makes it more extreme and more interesting, at least to me, than a standard one of these things. Because so many of these cases have come out. This one, I don't know if it's the shitting on the head. I'm not sure what it is.
Vince McMahon shit on somebody's head.
What?
Allegedly. Gotta cover our
I
bases.
have the shit to prove it. I would like to know more about this as more information becomes readily available.
Yeah, and I think it's super fair to say that we shouldn't judge people by the way that they look, but I don't think I've ever seen Brock Lesnar smile a single time. I don't think his face does that.
He looks the way that a supervillain would look. And now the jokes end here. Have you seen his daughter?
Why?
It's just she has a notable look.
Is she super buff as well?
She looks like Brock Lesnar. She has half
gotcha.
of
I did. She just won like a gold
a
or
wrestling thing.
it was either a wrestling or some kind of sports event, and yeah, she was jacked, man.
She looks like and no jokes are following. She looks a lot like her daddy.
She looks like her father.
Yeah.
And that's an athlite right there, man.
You think
look
I
at
could take her?
Fuck no.
Really?
Fuck no.
Challenge accepted. I'm serious. I'm serious.
Dude, no, you're not.
How old is she?
No. Okay. Let's move on to the next segment, please.
Hey.
I don't want to see my brother get his ass whooped by a buff woman.
Offer stands. And
it's going to make me feel all different types of ways.
I'm the older brother now. Listen, challenge is out there. I'll do it for charity. That's a stripper.
Sure.
All right. Now, all of those people except for Brock Lesnar's daughter could be considered a douche. But that's not who we're talking about on this week's Douche of the Week. Tyler, what is Douche of the Week?
Well, it is either a person or a behavior or just something out
Some
in the
entity.
world. Yeah. Or
Yeah.
we gotta call them out and we gotta say, hey, you're being a douche.
We're generally, I think we're generally pretty positive, right? And we try not to be offensive, we try not to make fun of people who don't deserve it. Brock Lesnar's daughter, I hope that we didn't just insult her because that was not the idea. But if you're being a douche, we'll say it, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I told you ahead of time, did you come up with one or am I flying solo?
I just came up with one right off the top of my head.
I love it. I love it. All right, Tyler, what you got?
Ryan, for my douche of the week this week, it's not for why you think. My douche of the week this week is Vladimir Putin. It's about to be that fucking wig on your head. I've got to be honest with you.
We may have to scrap it for round two.
Yeah, it is Vladimir Putin, Ryan.
Sure.
Vladimir
And
Putin.
that's Putin it lightly.
That's every time. Every single time.
This beard sucks.
We gotta say Vladimir Putin is douche of the week. Why, Ryan?
What?
Not because he's getting millions of his own countrymen killed. Not because of the.
This is going to make me sound like a fool. Is that still going on?
Yes.
How does that work? Like, how can this go on, ad infinitum? Like, are people dying over there? Please forgive my American stupidity. I don't like following up on current events because they make me sad.
Sure, they are very sad.
Yeah.
Current events are usually sad. Yes, lots of people have died. Lots of people continue to die. Lots of Russians, as you can imagine, are questioning the war. Like, why the fuck are we even here? Kind of thing.
But is it that kind of situation like North Korea where it's like, you better not question anything because I will kill you?
Sure, somebody will make you fall out of a window somewhere.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So
It's a tough life, man.
but you have the war going on, you have the countrymen dying, you have the killing of the Ukrainians, you have all that stuff, but that's not the reason why he's my douche of the week this week.
Those are all reasonable objections.
Very reasonable. But
Yeah.
my reason this week is he's doing an interview with Tucker Carlson, buddy. He's taking an interview with Tucker Carlson in a couple days.
That was for Tucker. Who is the more unlikable man in that situation?
Well, Vladimir Putin has, by decisions that he's made, killed probably millions of people. It's definitely Tucker Carlson.
Oh, you zing, Tyler. You zing.
Yes, he's taking an interview with that shit stain, and he looks like Tucker Carlson, he looks like a sad thumb at all times.
He exudes, and I'm sure he's intelligent. I'm sure he is, but his face would not lead you to believe that. And now we're just being personal. But
That's true. That's true.
There's something about him that just really grinds my gears.
Yeah. He looks like somebody who just smells. He looks like he's smelling shit at all times.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out where the smell is coming from. This almost feels like the movie The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, where they go to interview the leader of North Korea.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's excellent.
Yep.
This feels very much the same thing. It's like I feel like Putin is bringing him in just to fluff him up, just to make him look good.
Now, my question is this. Do you not platform somebody like that? Can you not interview somebody like that? And in no way am I, celebrating Tucker Carlson. Can you not interview somebody like that and platform them in the idea of gaining information, or is it all just bad journalism?
No, it absolutely is. And the more information
it absolutely is.
That it's okay to have interviews with these people, no matter what, because the more information we have, the better, in my opinion.
Okay.
However,
are there a lot of people who disagree with that opinion?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Sure.
However, Tucker Carlson, not a journalist. He is an opinion giver. He is not a journalist.
I bet a lot of people think you're wrong about that.
Probably.
That's just my opinion, though.
And you're wrong.
Nice.
No.
Hey, nice.
Thank you. I think I just won the argument.
That was pretty good. I'm gonna write that down. I'm rubber, you're glue.
And so I am interested to see this interview because I genuinely hope I'm wrong. And if I am, I will call myself out. I swear to you.
Where is he? Where is Tucker Carlson?
He's in Russia right now.
But he's not on Fox News. Where is he?
Oh, no. He's just on the internet somewhere, I guess. I think he has a YouTube channel, whatever. Sure. So we'll see what happens. But Vladimir Putin, for all the wrong reasons, you're my douche of the week.
I'm interested what your right reasons are, but I totally get it. All right, well, we're going to end up doing this one. We never confer with each other on these things, but we're going to end up doing this the way that we always end up doing it. You end up doing your douche of the week on some shit that doesn't really matter. Mine gets down to the heart of the matter, literally. Tyler, my douche of the week this week is, and I don't know that it exists anymore, but it is from my childhood. Do you remember the Surgery Channel?
Oh, sure. I used to love that channel.
What the fuck was that, bro?
Oh, you get to see like heart transplants and stuff. It was awesome.
I'm flipping through on Saturday morning. I'm going from Mighty Mouse and I want to see what's going on DuckTales, a woo-woo, and all of a sudden I'm looking at somebody's gallbladder. The fuck is that, bro? What is that? Who made that decision? That's disgusting. It's like it's contracting and shit, and then it was just the Surgery Channel. You are my douche of the week. That was awful.
You had to go through a battle zone in order to get your other cartoons.
Fuck you, Channel 144.
Somebody call the UN. There's some atrocities happening here.
That is awful, man. All right, Tyler, let's go ahead. Let's take another break. And when we get back, we're not going to talk about the Surgery Channel.
All right.